The secret is out. The all-new Everybody Wins Live Sportsbook is here, and it's what you've been waiting on. The action never stops. Live odds, live bets, live excitement. The biggest sportsbook is waiting on you. Your team, your moment, your win. Everybody Wins Live Sportsbook, built for players. Welcome to the Accredited, powered by 10th year seniors here on Guardian Radio 96.9. I'm Ronaldo, and boy, we got a lot to get through today. And it's so much basketball, and it's so much nationalism, and so much patriotism, and so much arguing.
I'm John Mark, and don't get your tooth extracted.
Get your tooth extracted. Don't listen to John.
Oh, no, if you have to, it just isn't enjoyable.
But if you must get your tooth extracted or have dental work done, please do that.
I'm just saying it's not enjoyable.
It's not enjoyable. But John is soldiering through because this is the type of dedication that you can expect from the 10YSTM. When you turn your dials to 96.9, you know what to expect. No matter if we are sick, no matter if we are struggling, we are here for our audience every weekend because they deserve it. Right?
Always.
Most of the time. Speaking of which, Carter in here, by the way.
Yeah.
He's planning pre-celebration parties for the New England Patriots and his anticipation that they will lift their 1 millionth Lombardi trophy in.
You saw the MVP race, right?
What's it looking like?
Stafford won.
Oh, I thought you were talking about odds for.
Oh, no. I'm talking about.
Oh, yeah. Well, I feel like you called that from week 15.
But apparently it was like the closest vote.
Who was second? Drake May?
Mm-hmm.
I can see
Stafford at 24 first place votes, Drake May at 23.
Wow.
Yeah, so it went like by one vote.
Yeah, I could see that. I could see Drake May being in the conversation, especially the way how the Patriots ended it. I know
Adam Vinatieri made the Hall of Fame.
We starting with the Hall of Fame again. It was him, Drew Brees,
Cy Fitzgerald, Craig something.
Can't argue with none of that.
The Carolina linebacker.
Oh, Luke Kuechly.
Kuechly, yeah.
Wow, Luke Kuechly got in before Bill Belichick.
Yes.
That is insane. I feel like Luke Kuechly's career was as long as the amount of Super Bowls Bill
Barry
Belichick has
Sanders
won.
Type career.
Yeah, I'm not looking it up right now, but I feel like Luke Kuechly had like a 8 to 10 year career.
I think it was like 9.
And Bill Belichick has 8 Super Bowls, which is crazy. But we started last show with that.
I just thought it was funny.
Yeah, no, it is. We're not going to start this week with this. This week we have a lot of local stuff to get through, so it's going to be an interesting.
Are we eligible to do it?
I don't know. You the one that got multiple passports. And these multiple passport people on this road now taking a lot of hits.
Plenty of hits.
Some of them ain't helping themselves, by the way, if we keeping it a buck. But multiple passport people taking a lot of hits. But we're going to get to that. I want to start. John said the word eligibility. That is our buzzword for what's the lead. So let's talk local basketball. Let's talk local high school basketball.
Y'all ain't serious. That's all I gotta say. Y'all ain't serious.
For several reasons, but eligibility has been the main topic of conversation this season, and in both of the major leagues, in BISS and in GSSA. But I want to start with the GSSA because shout out to Amo and Eugene for doing their 60 minutes reporting. We like to call it Amo and Eugene Find Out.
Investigative journalism.
Yeah, they did investigative journalism, which I feel like is something very important.
You know what my favorite part of that whole bit was?
When he swung it to Eugene?
Yes.
Yes, same.
But not just that. When he said, me and my colleague Eugene Stewart broke the news. Like, it was just like, what?
It was on the case.
Yeah.
Look, investigative journalism is something very important.
But that was the best part. And then there's like, you hear Eugene like, they got 2 people on one story.
2 people on one
this
story.
Big. This ain't no small thing.
Huge story.
You know what it is? You could laugh if it was just one of them doing it, right? The second you put both them, then you're just like, I can't even laugh. I can laugh, but now I got to take it serious.
Woodward and Bernstein. they basically broke Watergate. So they did the investigative report looking into everything that was going on with the GSSA. And investigative journalism is very important and should be done more. Not by us, because we have a lot going on. But other people should definitely do it.
Should
right?
have fact checkers, especially on shows.
Other people should definitely do it, and we will react to it. So everything that was going on with the GSSA, and you have right now, which seems to be, there's been a line in the sand drawn between the administration and the coaches. And of course, some administration are coaches as well.
Ooh.
So I don't know.
Muddy up that water.
But they are firmly entrenched on the side of the coaches. So we've talked about how ridiculous the Anatole Rogers Senior Boys team has been for a lot of this season. They've been winning games by a ridiculous amount, been scoring 100 points frequently, beating teams by 70 plus points by an average margin of victory. So one of the main things in this story and why this conflict has happened is because Anatole Rogers' head coach, Danico Bowles, has been accused by the GSSA of playing illegitimate players, and he was suspended. And the way he got the news of the suspension was, I come to the gym, I come to coach my team, and they tell me, nope, you can't have any contact with the players. You have to go over there. You're just not involved in any
Sounds like a typical, we're not going to send a letter, a phone call, no notice, just, hey, no, you can't do it.
So my thing was
sounds like communism, but hey.
Boy, sounds like a lot going on, right? So that's that. You have one take there. So obviously, as any coach is going to react in that situation, if I feel like I put the work into my team to be playing at a particular level and other people haven't, I'm going to feel some kind of way about that. So you've had murmurs and you've had people there's always been this cloud hovering over, and I'll say basketball in the Bahamas, high school basketball in the Bahamas in general, around the term recruiting. And you would have people, and
scholarship.
Bowles has been accused of it a lot of times, saying you're poaching players or you're recruiting. Am I the only person that hears that and doesn't see a problem with it?
I don't.
Yeah, so like
You're not going to get like an argument here for that for me.
I know. I know we're in line with that, right? But I just don't understand how this concept has become such a negative. Because here's the thing. I can go to a kid and say, hey, I would like for you to play for my program. Shouldn't people be looking at why these kids are choosing to say yes? Because you're going to public school, so it's not like you're getting scholarships, right? But why do they want to play for that program? Do you think it's because they think it would be better served for their career because of the success this program has had?
Do they have a district thing here, or you could pick any government school to go to?
I think it has to be aligned with it. It has to coincide with where you live. I think that's how the district works, if I'm not mistaken. But this is a bigger part of the program, of the problem as well, right? Because if everything's not available for public consumption and in black and white, then you leave room for all of this to be muddied. So I've heard there's been a lot of different takes about this. One was about kids transferring schools and being able to play immediately, and that's a problem.
Not that the NCAA $1 billion corp.
I don't even know how true it is, but people have been saying kids should be sitting out for a year, which is ridiculous.
Not that the NCAA stopped doing that, but hey.
So
I could go on for days about how the rules of the past are not the rules of today. And especially here, we don't play enough games, we don't do this, but then you want to hinder someone's development. And you're just not hindering the development in basketball. You're hindering the development in social skills, how to deal with wins and losses. Like there's multiple things that you're looking at. I always tell people when kids are playing sports in high school, yes, 95% of them aren't going pro.
No,
right?
Even a higher number.
Yeah, but I said pro. Yeah. Whatever it is. A lot of them aren't going pro, but it's the skills that they learn and they use in life as well. And all of a sudden you're like, the adults at the table, oh, no, you can't do it because I want my team to make the playoffs. Because do they get a bonus for their team making the playoffs?
I don't know.
I don't know what the thing is, but it's just like, we just have to get rid of this small mindset and see exactly how leagues in the world are operating. And our favorite league is always U.S. leagues, which, cool, NCAA. Even in high school basketball, prime example, AJ Store. How much schools he gone to in 8 years?
8.
How much times they told him he couldn't play?
Not a single time. Not a single time. So, does recruiting happen? Yes, absolutely. Do schools move kids quietly? Yes, absolutely. Is it regulated? Probably not as well as it should be. But I like to look at the factors behind that. Why is the reason that it's happening in the first place, rather than just trying to punish the people that actually do it? Because when I see it, you know what all I see? I see kids doing this for several reasons, right? And this is not, like you said, everyone that gets into it for different reasons. But I would say almost to a man, every one of these kids with hoop dreams wants to get out of here.
Mm-hmm.
They want to do it because they have something bigger in mind than just playing and chasing these local trophies here. So if I'm a kid and I'm going to one school and I think I'm better than what my school has to offer, I have a coach that's probably, I don't see this coach getting people other opportunities, but I see this other coach running a whole program outside of his school. I see this other coach is winning. This other coach every year has great players. Why wouldn't I want to go over there, especially if that coach expresses interest in me playing? So look at that root factor. Is it serving the kids who are chasing something more than just playing right here and winning a Hugh Campbell or winning a league title? I don't know if the league is serving that, because you have kids on both sides, the ones who are just doing it recreationally, and the ones who want a lot more out of it. So how do you serve the ones who want more?
Well, first of all, it's just like getting a job. When you go get a job, right? And someone comes in, offers you, aka recruits you, another job, and you leave. Yeah, some jobs have no clause penalties, but most of them don't here. Who would be like, nope, I'm just going to go to a better job. I saw a meme yesterday. It's like, same crap, just more pay. That's
life.
Yeah, that's all it is when you get a new job. But it's like no one says in the workplace you can't do that. But here, a kid might say, like you say, with a coach. Well, this coach has gotten kids to go off to JUCO at least, right? He has connections to be able to then help. My coach here doesn't have the same connections that this guy has to be able to say, hey, you play for me. Make sure you get looks at JUCOs or whatever it is. I have a coaching tree in the States that will be able to look at you and you have a chance to go off to go to college, right? How is it that a kid would get penalized for that? Like, we don't know why these kids are going, but most of the time it's to win.
We know why they're going.
It's to win, but also, like, you got to look at the future. You got to look to say, hey, I want to go off to the States to play ball. That's 90% of these kids. I want to go off to play ball. I want to go off. So if one coach doesn't offer something, of course, I'm going to go to the coach that's going to say, hey, I could get you looks.
And you know what the funny thing about it is? Do you think this issue rears its ugly head if Anatole Rogers was losing? Like,
no.
let's say they had
like
a
if they were
losing
trash,
record.
nah, they wouldn't care.
Or even if the games were close. But it's almost as if, you know, you're that successful and it draws attention. It reminds me of what happened in the NBA. Paul George had the game where he had 32 points. Next day he gets drug tested and out for 25 games, right? But victims of their own success to a certain extent. I just want us to actually look at the systemic reasons behind this instead of just trying to punish, right? So you punish a coach, you say, okay, you can't coach, your team maybe falls apart or whatever. It doesn't stop what he's actually doing outside of that. I don't think it stops the program either. And I also don't think it's any one school's or any one coach. It's not their responsibility to create competitive balance.
Mm-mm.
If I see someone else is doing something and there are players attracted to that program, then I need to look internally at what am I doing and why I can't attract.
Create a better program.
Why am I not attracting the same kind of attention?
But my thing's going to be, okay, so GGUP, let's say, has their rules. BEISS has their rules. Everyone has their rules, right? So then you're going to get to this postseason stuff, right? For example, if high school nationals was still around, it would be something to the point of they make their own eligibility rules. It doesn't go to anything with GSSA. Just like Hugh Campbell. You don't think Hugh Campbell's not going to want Anatole Rogers who's winning by 100 points because that's a story?
Absolutely.
So it's like, all right, so you lose GSSA, and then these kids get to play in Hugh Campbell, and they get to play in high school nationals and all these other tournaments. Like, you got to make it make sense. Like, you're either going to have an umbrella to say, these are the rules.
You're done with all of it.
Yeah, and all the schools need to oblige by these schools, and that should be done, I feel, to a point at the ministry level.
Oh yeah, we are definitely going to talk about transparency. Okay, so let's put a pin in that. That's what was going on in the GSSA. Let's talk about what was going on in BAISS. Right?
They don't like dynasties.
Let me tell you something.
Unless you were red.
This is an attack on the school of choice. This is nothing more than an attack on the St. John's College Giants and people that do not want to see the dynasty continue. People that do not want to see the greatest basketball powerhouse in this nation win again. So let's set the backstory, right? So St. John's has 2 teams in the BAISS finals, which seems low, which seems ridiculous. How do we not have 4? How do we not have 3?
At least
we are
3.
a powerhouse. We should have at least 3. And you would have had 3, but the junior boys were eliminated from playoff contention for use of, once again, an ineligible player.
So let me ask with this before we go on with this ineligible player. Was it told to them at the beginning of the season, or was it withheld from them until the playoffs were decided this season and said, oh, by the way,
we're going to get to transparency. Let me finish that on the backstory for people. So the reporting was done by the great Sheldon Longley. Once Sheldon Longley says something and he puts it in black and white.
Now we had some big power names on this show.
I trust him implicitly. So the reporting that Sheldon did in his story was that this player enrolled in school in October, but was deemed ineligible because he didn't begin the school year and wasn't there from September. So he started school a month later, and because of that, ineligible.
So let me ask you something.
Ineligible once you get to the playoffs.
Is he going to repeat because he ain't been there from September?
I don't know.
I
don't know the circumstances.
These are questions I need to ask.
There are so many questions surrounding this. First question is, do we even know the circumstances for why this took place? There's a whole lot. It could have absolutely nothing to do with basketball. We don't know. I don't know this kid's circumstances. I don't know why it happened. All I know is that's the reason that they were ineligible. St. John's doesn't have 3 teams in the finals but Sizzler said it best. You can't keep a good mind down. The program is going to continue to be strong. But I want to talk about fixes for a lot of this stuff and go back to what you said about transparency, because that's the reason why a lot of stuff happens, right? Because people just don't know. Like you said, was this a discovery or did people know? So how do we fix it? What is ineligible? Does it have to do with enrollment? Does it have to do with transfer? Does it have to do with, like you said, districts? What are the things that causes someone to be deemed ineligible? And I think the biggest thing you can do to fix it is clearly defined rules and regulations have to be out and have to be transparent from the very beginning, right?
But I think it also, like you said, that should happen. But yeah, it should be in public consumption as well. Because then, see, and this is the thing, I don't even know what the schedule was this year in any of the leagues. Like, they don't even release a schedule. So you could say, hey, let me go watch. As far as I'm concerned, I don't even know that kid played. They might have just wrote his name in a book because no one watched any of the games.
What? All of this stuff should be verified before. See, none of this stuff should be able to go on for this long, right? Eligibility and all of this should be verified before seasons. But the punishments coming retroactively after games are played. Mm-hmm. Does the responsibility for this lie with schools? Does it lie with coaches? Does it lie with the association? I don't know. I don't know whose responsibility it is, but I do know the only people that lose in this are the student athletes.
Yeah, are the kids. That's it.
Like, nobody else loses.
Like, we don't want to get to the point here, like in the States, where you tell a kid, I can't play. Well, I'm going to take you to court.
I wish they do.
No. But we don't want to get to that point. That's what I'm saying.
I mean,
if I was St. John's, if I was St. John's, why not take it to court?
St. John's should take it to court.
And guess what? If it's in court, your ruling is put on hold. And look at Stephon Diggs.
See, this is why it would be dangerous for me to get into politics like like we're going to get into later, right? Because I mean, the prime minister of the country went to St. John's, right? If I was prime minister of the country, this wasn't happening.
If it was my program, I was just going to put it in court because you know it's going to take like 6 years to get heard.
Yeah.
By that time it's done, and 6 years later you're going to take my championship away.
But you can do retroactively move our banner out the auditorium. Like, no, I don't get it. I just think we need to be more proactive in how we do this, because it only hurts the student athletes trying to get somewhere doing this. So have your centralized eligibility database. Everyone should know that. I don't think it would be difficult for us to have a database and actually make that searchable online. You can have a website dedicated to this where you should be able to look up someone's name and say, hey, is this person eligible? How many years of eligibility do they have? All of this it shouldn't be shrouded in mystery or in someone's manila folder just sitting at the scorer's table or something like that. There should be a database out there, and it should be made public so everyone can know if someone's eligible or not. And know that before the season even starts, before you start playing games, because how are you punishing something in February when it started from November? Have locked rosters, have mandatory documentation that is out there, like we say, for public consumption. Publish your handbook, have transparent rules. What's the appeals process? Do they even have an appeals process? Or is it just...
No, they probably rule by iron fist and call it a day. That's my take. And I feel like that's how it is in both leagues.
All right, so let's take it from another angle, right? Like, so we
do these guys get NIL?
They don't get any.
I mean, I'm just saying, like, imagine if someone took lunch money now. They'll probably try to suspend the whole school.
I mean, look, hey, University of Miami Hurricanes, that was kind of how I was raised on college football, right? So I came in with a belief that you should always be getting something for when you're good at it.
Yeah.
So if I'm good at it, whether I get in lunch money, whether I get in sneakers, whether I get in anything, I am a firm believer in pay the players. I don't care how young they are. But let's look at it from this perspective, right? And if we know recruiting happens, and we know why recruiting happens, and we know...
Allegedly, yeah.
And we know why the elite want to take that next step. You know what would undo a lot of this? Because you could just have your recreational leagues, and that would be all well and good. You know what would really solve this problem? National sports academies.
Yeah. But you could also, I feel to a point, you could label schools different, especially the ones that are like big schools. And we'll go back. Division I schools,
Yeah.
Division II schools, right? Same thing the NCAA does. You have your schools like, let's just say the C.I. Gibsons, the St. John's, the C.C. Swedens.
Thank you for mentioning us.
The Anatole Rogers. The big schools who are going to care about this sports program, right? Who is going to, air quote, because this is a audio medium, invest in their program.
Yeah.
So then all of a sudden you could say the rules of going to the D1 school is XYZ, meaning anyone should be eligible to go to X school. It's just like with private schools, you could live anywhere and go to whatever private school you want.
Yeah, doesn't matter.
So if you're a part of the basketball program, then it should be the same thing. Like that's how you know recruiting is going to work. Then you're going to have like Division II schools like the St. Andrews and the other dead schools who can't play basketball.
He can say that because he went there.
Yeah, like for Keys and St. Andrews. Ooh, they could be Division III. They could tilt it out and win.
No, I have a different theory on that.
I know the theory on it. I'm just saying as of right now.
They should actually take the entire Anatole roster because I like chaos. I believe schools like that that have the funding and the ability to do so. Windsor,
Lyford, St.
King's
Andrews.
College, Lyford, St. Andrews.
Ooh, they could have
They should be giving scholarships to all of them and then create real chaos in the system.
No, they would like suspend every.
Would they?
Yeah.
Would they? Because I don't even know if you. I don't know if you could get suspended for that. Nobody knows any of these rules. But let's go back to the sports academy model, right? Because if these are people looking to take the game to the next level, and there is nothing wrong with, hey, I just want to play sports for my school. That is very necessary. That deserves its place. But for the people that want more, let's say you have the sports academy model, so they're not in traditional schools and they're going through the process of actually trying to make basketball a career, because I think those people wouldn't be involved in this current system. So like, think about, this is why Buddy started Buddy Buckets. And if he could have the program running here full time, he would do that. And he said that, hey, I would do that. I wish I could have them over there all the time, because that's what it takes. And if you're around that, and I'm sure other coaches say it too, but you've heard him speak to the kids while they're here. Hey, we're not doing enough. Like, y'all ain't doing enough at the traditional structure that y'all have.
The favorite thing is when, I'll never forget, it was one year we were at the camp, and it was a bunch of the kids, and VJ was there. And this is before VJ like blew up. And
he was still just Valdez then.
Yeah, no, he was VJ. And I remember Buddy stops the whole camp and says, VJ, how much offers you have right now? He's like, 0. I mean, it's wild thinking about it now.
Yeah.
He had 0 offers then. And then Buddy looks at the rest of them like, this dude is 10 times better than y'all, and he got 0 offers. Y'all need to get y'all act together. But it's just reality. And this is a kid, VJ, who was in the States, going through the system in the States, playing that competition. So it's different levels.
It's different levels. And the only way, I know people have done it, but people have done it by leaving. You're not going to get to that level playing the 9, 10, maybe 12 games that you play in a high school basketball season. So for those people that want more, because I feel like those people are the ones creating the quote unquote problem. Because those people are the ones that are going to push the boundaries and try to get as much as they can from basketball. What they should be doing is being out of this system completely and chasing something in an academy model. That's what actually should happen. And then I think you don't have this. And then you have the competitive balance that everyone so desperately seeks because they don't want to see blowouts or for whatever reason. And they can
some people like seeing blowouts.
School. They can do all of that. But if we have the academy model, then I feel like that alleviates a lot of the problems that we seem to be facing with this.
We know the academy model, a.k.a. like the NBA Academy, or what they had. They have their teams. You bring people in to play them, because teams are more willing to play an academy because they say they take this seriously. Like, when these teams come from the States right now, it's like they don't want to play yes, Anatol's winning by 100. But we don't want to play Anatol because we're going to beat them by 100.
And that's why every time you see a team come down here, what do we have to do? We got to put a select team or an all-star team together, right? Just have that in place anyway. Have like the same way how you had the G League Ignite. You could just
but it'll be better to have the academy, because we put together a team with the best players, but they never played with each other. So they have no chemistry. They don't know what it is. And then they play an ISO ball.
When we come back, speaking of eligibility, we are going to talk about what makes one eligible in politics. And if anybody win this election, it has to be basketball. Game On Bahamas, the all-new Everybody Wins Live Sportsbook, is where sports fans turn picks into play. From football to basketball and everything in between, we've got the odds that move with the game. It's fast, it's fun, it's built for players who know their stuff. So grab your picks, lock in your parlay, and feel the win with Everybody Wins Live Sportsbook. Some fans watch. Real fans play. Everybody Wins Live Sportsbook turns every match, every shot, every score into your moment. The better you know the game, the better you play. Now with smarter features and a bigger experience, Everybody Wins Live Sportsbook, built for players who live the game. Welcome back to the Accredited. We are going to do something that, well, I guess we kind of get into it because I feel like sports and politics are married anyway. Is it a healthy marriage at all times? No, it's not. But it's going to be talked about so much in this election. And you look tired of it already. It ain't even... John, you know it ain't start yet, right?
It ain't even start, and it's already...
ain't start yet. So we knew this was coming for a while, but it became official this week when the F&M ratified... They ratified 12 candidates, and every single media house just led with one thing. Yeah. Ain't nobody care who them other 11 people was. They were footnotes at the
Old
story.
News.
No, it didn't matter. Nobody gave any you-know-whats. It was all about Rick Fox. Everybody led with Rick Fox. Everybody wanted to have a reaction to the opposing side. They wanted to hear what the PLP thought about Rick Fox. Rick Fox ain't been talked about this much since he had the triple-double against the Blazers.
My favorite thing is how, like, insignificant Rick Fox is now to the PLP. Like, who's he?
Now,
Nah,
like, what do you mean? What do you mean? Who?
Who is he?
Who are we talking about?
When did he become popular?
Yeah, like
What did he do in his life?
Final Four MVP caliber player, NBA champion, all that blah 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 blah.
It's like, that's my favorite. But who would have thought before even going into the cycle? Because I know this is the start of the cycle, but going into the meat of things, the battleground of Garden Hills.
We all listen. We always say sports builds leaders and all that, and we know the tenets. Discipline, teamwork, operating under pressure, accountability, and all that. This is what you want out of leaders, right? And so we have basketball battlegrounds. We have two basketball battlegrounds. Of course, the dominant one, like you said, is going to be Rick Fox versus Mario Bowleg in Garden Hills.
I can't wait because usually the reporters on election day are by like the headquarters.
Oh, we got
of FNM and POP and whatever. No, they're going to be right at Rick Fox and Mario Bowleg's constituency offices saying, "We're here live."
I feel like this is our responsibility, John. This is a sports story. No, we have to do this. We don't have to do it seriously. We have to do it in our way. And by that, I mean, we also have to make fun of how everyone else does it.
There could be free food.
I'm sure there will be. It's free. It's election time. It's free stuff. People allegedly get free, much more expensive things than food. Allegedly. I don't know.
Is Shaq going to be at Rick Fox's?
Who could possibly be there? Anyway, all of North Carolina. So let's go to the Rick Fox thing, right? And
what are we going to talk about? We're talking about
everything.
The difference of where it's what some people want to call an outsider, because you brought up the passport thing, an outsider coming in.
It ain't no outsider.
Or is it going to be sometimes it's better to keep your mouth shut?
Both of them. So, which is also impossible to do as a politician. Although I feel like Fred Mitchell kind of did a pretty good job when they asked him to respond to.
He did an emoji, and I was like, you know what?
He wanted to say something so bad.
That's a good move.
I was like, I respect that. Like, you could tell they had talking points.
He said enough without saying anything.
You could tell they had talking points. We ain't saying nothing about Rick Fox. Because even when they asked the prime minister about it, he was like, no, he's where he wants to be. Mm-hmm. Let me end it.
They saving it. They saving it.
Can't really save it. Other people doing it. Okay, so quickly, right? Automatically, once he enters the race, and we knew he had to enter the race in one of the two major parties because name recognition alone, that can take you so far. Half of politics, even more than half nowadays in politics, is name recognition. People just knowing your name, knowing your face. You have a huge leg up by just doing that alone. So for the past few months, when he's been kind of dipping his toe in the political waters and people didn't know which direction he was going to go.
Of course we knew what direction he was going to go.
But we knew, but yeah. You know what I knew? I honestly didn't know. I knew once
he brought up politics, I was like, all right.
I didn't even know then. You know when I knew? When certain members of the PLP was like, we ain't on that Rick Fox stuff. I was like, oh, okay, well then he has to be running for the FNM. That's where that one's gonna take place, right? But what has dominated the headlines is not just the celebrity factor. Well, not the headlines. What has dominated the discourse for most of the Bahamian public is Rick Fox even eligible to do this?
Yes.
Eligibility big today, right? Obviously, you're eligible once you get to this point, but it's almost as if the outcry of not being Bahamian enough and not doing enough because of the dual citizenship has been the most dominant factor when people talk to him.
Of people with that, where it's like when he was winning championships, that dude was the most Bahamian. You could have swore he was eating conch on the Potter's Key every day. Like, but now all of a sudden it's like, is he? Yes, the answer is yes. Like, let's just eliminate the whole hoorah. Okay, he was born in Canada. Doesn't matter. Bahamian family. Grew up here.
You think they know where VJ was born?
They ain't need to know that yet.
Okay.
But anyways, it's just like, yes, he's Bahamian. You, like, when you start questioning people's, I guess, citizenships just because you want to say, oh, he wasn't born here.
Birthers. We have our own birthers.
Yeah. How many people try to go have their kids in the States?
let me tell you something right now, and I will say this on public record. If Team USA says, hey, we want Kaizen Dorset to be a part of this program, we going today.
Gone.
Today.
And why? Because they have plenty more to offer.
That's all I'm saying. But so I think what he should do, and I'm not a strategist, but I feel like, yes, you have to educate people, right? Because I think there are a lot of people talking about this that are not educated on the facts. But at the same time, I don't even feel like he should waste time explaining himself on that fact.
No.
And we don't have a side in this. I've also said many times, I am willing to be a mercenary for whoever. So this is not us arguing just based solely for them. But I just feel like that we have a lot of bad faith arguments when it comes to this stuff, right? So we're not even actually getting to what he wants to do or what either of them wants to do. That's another thing that people are saying. We're not hearing about what he wants to do. Y'all just learn about most of these people when y'all see their headshots posted on social media. Y'all don't know what any of them want to do.
None.
Any of these people who are ratified
Everyone
on
is
the list.
almost a newcomer. And then it's either people who've lost before, and it's like you haven't seen them in the last 5 years.
Even them, they still don't know what they want to do. I don't even think y'all know what the people who won. Y'all don't even know what the incumbents want to do. So he ain't different.
You know how Rick Fox messed up? And I mean, I don't know if he has. I did see something on the R News page about you need a campaign manager, blah, blah, blah.
That he needs one?
But who's going to be it? He's going to have one.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to give you a little.
We can do that.
I'm going to give a little free advice, right? Because, we good at some free advice sometimes.
Go ahead.
You want to get the people over, Rick? You need to start going and saying, wait, when I was at Kingsway, they said I was going to have a swimming pool, and they ain't have it yet. You have to hit
That's big.
with what people know, with what people could feel, what people could say, oh, yeah, no, I remember that.
Andrew would vote for him for sure.
Oh, for sure, 100%. And he's not even in his constituency.
He would move.
And he would just specifically move before the election for that. But I'm just saying, it's like you got to have your talking points to saying, if you're arguing, oh, I have my passport, I chose to live here, that's great. All that's great. But you want to know what people really want to know? They want to know like the real insight. Saying I went and picked the tamarind for my Grammy, everyone did that. Everyone picked tamarind.
Shared experience.
That's not a unique story to say, hey, I've been here.
Yeah.
Like, you could honestly say when I was playing, because I remember when he had his camp here, after they won the championship, got to skip school. Shout out to Rick Fox for letting me skip school that day.
Appreciate you, Rick.
Not going to forget that. But it's like he was talking about when he went to go play basketball at Kingsway, and he was terrible. Like he said, he could barely pass the ball or whatever at that point. Like that's the stuff people want to hear. People want to hear the realness of how you are molded as a human being here.
And that's my point. I feel like we are going to get so caught up and stuck in the mud on this lowbrow conversation before you even get to talking about any policy or identifying with people. He has to debate his identity, and I don't know how you win that, because I feel like he is going to, and you can already tell because his first interview was talking so much about his identity, right?
Everything was even the.
Don't spend too much time proving that you belong. Talk about what you're going to do, because I don't look at him any differently than you look at any other candidate in the race. And it's not just because he's with them. I would have said the same thing if he was on the other side. This comes across our desk because it's basketball, really. You think celebrity helps or distracts? Like being the kind of celebrity that he is.
See, my thing is with him, he has an opportunity to be like the ultimate celebrity, because he's already a big enough name and people know him and they've seen him, and yes, he's a celebrity here. But a political celebrity, like someone who's already been in that limelight.
Yeah, he ain't the biggest celebrity here.
Yeah. And if he becomes a politician, you might as well make him prime minister. I'm just saying, it ain't no one have that much. Because let's put it this way. You could tell Rick Fox has been media trained very, very well.
Had to be.
Like, because it's basketball.
You
and
had
that's
to be
what
to
people
play
got to
in North
realize.
Carolina.
Hey, guys, guess what? In sports, people are media trained.
And what did he do after he played sports? He was acting for years.
Yeah. So, he good at that. But I just... my thing with him is I'm happy he's running, just based on the fact that it is something different to a point where you actually have, and yeah, I'm going to just counteract everything we said. You had someone who, well, not really. You had someone who's been outside, right? Who has lived a life outside and seen many things outside of the Bahamas. Coming into the,
it's crazy people view that as a negative.
no,
I view it as a positive.
I think it's a positive as he's coming into the Bahamas, and it's just like, all right, I want to take and see what I've learned outside of XYZ. Try to bring it home to help, whatever. That's commendable. Because let's be real, Rick Fox, because he easy lived in the States, Canada, wherever it is, collect a big check of doing stuff, be an analyst, something like, something. But it is, and I always say it, I just hope it doesn't change who he is if he gets elected, right? Because that's always the other thing. You come in with good intentions, and then it just goes haywire.
John, well, if he does that, he'll be just like 99% of the politicians we have now. Because how many of them do we see them get elected, and it fundamentally changes who they are?
Okay.
Even the ones we knew before they get elected.
So I wanted to be like, people are questioning his citizenship, right? And I remember
Garbage arguments.
Ryan Pinder was born in the U.S. Did anyone ever complain about him?
Garbage arguments. We shouldn't have them.
Yeah.
We shouldn't have them. We shouldn't have him. So
I'm reading this on Google, so I don't know.
Oh, okay.
Allegedly was born in the U.S.
Yeah. Let's go to Battleground Garden Hills, right? And the reason this is interesting and the reason why it comes across our desk as a basketball topic is because obviously he's going against the current Minister of Youth, Sports and Culture, Mario Boleg. So you have the global basketball celebrity going against the local basketball celebrity who, and if you don't, you should know Mario's resume, but if you don't, high school basketball coach for decades, former president of the Bahamas Basketball Federation, former national team coach. And those are things that his party has propped up. And this is probably why he's in the position that he's in, being the Minister of Youth, Sports and Culture. I think it's a very interesting strategy to have a basketball battleground constituency, because you're going to find out what is more important to people at the outset, right? Celebrity or community builder.
I find it crazy that of all the seats to pick for real, this is the one that you want. This
has to be intentional.
This is the fight that you're going for. And let's be real. In politics, it's something to the point of the incumbent win rate is usually ridiculous. It's not like it's Boleg versus Fox, first round. None of them have experience. I think you're putting him in an uphill battle.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. It is what it is.
No, I think so too.
But he's in an uphill battle for it because Boleg has 5 years or 6 years over him in that community.
Let's talk about the basketball part of this, right? Because I feel like it is a part of our job. Like I say, people are going to have misconceptions, but I think you should educate people on certain things, because there is going to be a whole lot of negative things said. Some things it's okay to just call stupid. And I feel like one of the problems around everyone being engaged in public discourse is we cannot filter out what's stupid from what's legitimate, right? So there's been a whole lot of really stupid things said about Rick Fox and about his lineage and about basketball. Some have been said by other people. There have been missteps by him as well. But I want to get into the actual basketball part of it.
How long do we have?
As long as we want. We got 2 hours, right? So Rick Fox went on the record with Jerome Sawyer, and he made this. I don't know why they chose to share this clip out of all of them, but he was talking about, or trying to legitimize, and this is why I say he shouldn't keep legitimizing himself, but was trying to legitimize his involvement in Bahamas basketball. And he said while the Lakers were winning championships from 01 to 04, he was running the federation. Misstep number one.
Mm-hmm.
Misstep number one. So I think we do have to put it out there that, yes, Rick Fox did assist the Bahamas Basketball Federation during that time period. He had one of his teammates from North Carolina, King Rice. He was very influential in getting him down here to coach the senior men's national team program. That lasted for 3 years. I assume that's the time period that he was talking about from 01 to 04, because that's when the Lakers went on that three-peat. But doing that is a far cry from saying running the federation.
Yeah, with
and so
day-to-day
people are going to harp on that. But and you even mentioned that you went to the camp. It's not as if he never looked at the Bahamas and never looked at Bahamas basketball. So I feel like there are extremes on both sides that are actually trying to galvanize people to their position, and none are exactly right.
Yeah, it's because whatever he says is going to be put under a microscope, and people are going to say, well, that's not true. This ain't true. This is. All right. My opinion is you always have to be careful what you say. And the biggest thing of being careful of what you say,
have your talking points.
You gotta have the talking points, and you gotta be specific with what the talking points are, because this isn't something where it's so far in the past that people don't remember what happened.
Yeah.
Like if this was the 70s, then you could say, hey, maybe it was true, right? I'm just saying.
Right.
It's one of those things. But this is going to be the slippery slope of you have Mario Boleg, who has been in the Basketball Federation for years and years and years.
They're about to use that and kill it.
Yeah, I know they could use it and kill it.
That.
And he was a president. He actually led the federation to where someone's saying, I led the federation. But it, like I said, it's a mixture with words, because some people, and this is true, some people believe that the federation is the senior men's basketball team.
That's a big misstep.
That's where people actually, do they take up the lion's share at the time?
Yeah.
Absolutely. I could tell you that, because it's a all year round. But back then it wasn't all year round. But people got to remember that the job of the Basketball Federation is to govern and run basketball from the junior level to the women's level, to the boys level, to the girls level. So it's just not saying, hey, because here's the example I'll throw right now, and we could throw it. Chris DeMarco came in. Klay Thompson with Chris DeMarco, because coaching staff. So that's like us saying, well, Chris DeMarco ran the federation for 3 years. And it's like,
it's even worse. It's like saying Klay did because he facilitated the relationship, because that's what Rick Fox was.
So he facilitated, but it's just like you got Klay, you got DeMarco, whereas Klay would come out and say, yeah, I assisted the federation. And DeMarco would say, yeah, I helped with the senior men's basketball team, which is a big difference than
saying I'm running the thing.
I'm running the whole thing. Because when you're the head coach of a program, your job is to run said program. That's like, could you imagine if Coach Yo came out and said, hey, I ran Ole Miss Athletics?
Right. She reports to an AD. She's responsible for her program. Yeah. Perfect analogy. But I want to
shout out Coach Yo.
always shout out Coach Yo, right? And the thing about a whole lot of the Rick Fox arguments is, and it starts in one place. It starts with the birther stuff, and then we also have to address the playing for Team Canada, which, like I said earlier, my son, you absolutely going to play for Canada at this point. Let's talk about the facts of what happens, not just about the facts
before we get to go in there. If I had a chance to play for Chile, I gone
today. If you could play for Chile's master's program,
what if they're willing to pay for something for me? I am gone. Like I love the Bahamas. I live here. I've been here my whole life. But let them. Okay, so the girl who won the Australian Open was born in Russia. Russia said we ain't funding you, so she went to I can't even think of the country. I'll butcher it. She went to another country, and they funded her program. And now she's winning Grand Slams. And it's just like, guys, in this world, that happens.
As it should.
You have to make a choice for your life. Not for these people who are going to be sending 7-minute WhatsApp notes.
They don't actually care about you.
No.
This happened in 1990. Rick Fox was at North Carolina. Rick Fox moved to the States, got the scholarship to North Carolina, became an NBA level
Kazakhstan
talent, playing under, I figured that was it, playing under Dean Smith. Yes, his recruiting profile for the NBA was growing as Rick Fox became a better player. But in 1990, he was not considered an NBA talent yet to that point. Mm-hmm. You know what helps with that? See, now we have social media. Now you have recruiting going everywhere. The best chance that he had, or even a better chance, this actually even worked for VJ when he played for the Olympic team. I get so much more exposure playing against older people and playing against pros. It can only help my NBA recruiting profile. So in 1990, at the FIBA World Championships, Rick Fox, knowing that he was eligible for Team Canada, made that decision. Was the Bahamas playing in the 1990 FIBA World Championships?
No.
So he did not choose playing for Canada over the Bahamas. At this point, the Bahamas was still fighting at whatever version of CBC there was back
we were
then.
playing, shoot, I don't even know what we were playing in.
And then again, he played for the World Championship team 4 years later for Team Canada. Never at the Olympics. It was never a apples to apples comparison. I'm choosing Canada over the Bahamas. All of that is disingenuous. When you hear that, those are bad faith arguments that people that don't like the color tie he's wearing or don't like him specifically.
Yeah, that's
all that is.
It go with track and field. Like track and field, if he was a track athlete and he decided to run for Canada, because he would have met the Olympic qualifying mark for any country if that was the case, then you could say, yeah, he chose to go to Canada.
The furthest the Bahamas got on the international basketball season, that came in 1995 when they played in Tournament of Americas and finished 8th. At that point, Rick Fox had already played for Canada at major tournaments. There was no chance for, if you know how FIBA works, no chance for him to go play anywhere else.
And do you know how we made the Tournament of Americas that year? A team withdrew. So it's not like we were to the point where we qualified outright for it and you can go recruiting people to say, hey, we're qualifying for these tournaments. Do you want to come play for us? It's no, a team withdrew.
And that is also far from the World Championships.
Yeah.
Like when you finish 8th at Tournament of Americas, that means you're not close to the World Championships.
No, that's like us in AmeriCup this year or last year.
So to a man or to a woman listening to this, what would you do being placed in the same situation? I know what I would tell my child to do. Yeah. I know what I would do. What would you do placed in the same situation?
You need to do what you have to do to further your career.
And obviously it was the right choice because he went on to get drafted by the Celtics, had an amazing NBA career. Obviously the right choice.
So how many times in those years did the Bahamas play in the World Championships?
This is the point. So you go from 95 until it just happened. We didn't get back to that point until 30 years later. It took 4 NBA draft picks, a plethora of professional players and collegiate players to get us back to that point, none of which existed in 1990 when Rick Fox made that decision. VJ was able to say, hey, I'm going to play for Team Bahamas because I can look and I can see, oh, we have the 6th overall pick in the draft who's a perennial all-time great three-point shooter in Buddy Hield. Oh, we have a 7-footer, number 1 pick in the draft in DeAndre Ayton who's averaged a double-double for 8 consecutive years. Oh, we have another first-round pick in Kai Jones. We have pros playing all over the world. We have elite-level college players. So, yeah, the Bahamas can make a run at this. So, yes, VJ can say, Team USA, y'all can go ahead. I will play for Team Bahamas. Rick Fox ain't had none of that in 1990.
None.
What are we talking about? Michael Thompson even said he wish he could do it because he didn't have any of that. So until this point, when this current generation did it, it did not exist.
Do you know
so
how hard it was to watch
stick,
a Rick
crazy.
Fox game back then?
Yeah.
I remember, like, hearing the news and, like, this is how old we are to a point.
That's fine.
We had to wait till the next day to hear, oh, did you hear? Like I say, when we won the silver medal in Atlanta, I was in Eleuthera. And I remember that morning, it was Mike, my mom's boyfriend at the time, came and said, did you hear that we won a silver medal in the Olympics?
Yeah.
I'll never forget that moment, because to me, it was just like, I'm just thinking like, wow, we won a silver medal in the Olympics. That is amazing. I didn't even see the race. And I said, man, what a moment. Like, you know what that is now? It's just like, you see it 3 seconds later.
Now we just spoiled. Okay. Battleground Garden Hills took up a whole lot of time. We still got to get to Battleground Bain and Grantstown. And the reason why we said this is a huge election for basketball. So you got even more basketball coaches. One also a basketball coach and journalist. So Jay Philippe grew up in that community, played for CC Sweeting, moved to Freeport, talking about eligibility, right? Moved to Grand Bahama. Moved to Grand Bahama, played there, played college basketball, came back, gave back to the community, took over as head coach at Sunline, and built that program help that program get to further heights. He didn't build the program, but helped that get to new heights. And challenge for Hugh Campbell's won everything there is to win pretty much in the country. And I think the most important part of his resume, how many scholarships that players from his program have gotten. Because to me, that's how I measure coaches here. I'm not going to strictly measure you by how much trophies you got in your trophy case. It's what you do to actually further the lives of the young people that you coach. So you got Jay going up against Wade Watson. Wade's the incumbent, right? Did he win? You want to see?
Yeah.
Okay, so I don't know that much about Battleground, Baden Groundstown, but this is an interesting thing to me because this is also another place where I think they made a choice. We could put these basketball people against each other.
Yeah, I mean, I know Jay's from the area.
Yeah.
So is it a little different? I don't know. But
if you manage a high school basketball program in the country, you kind of understand crisis management already.
Yeah. And my whole thing is, it is weird that of the 4 candidates that you have, like when I mean 4 candidates, 2 in each party, it's just like,
we can win head-to-head basketball.
Yeah, we can make this into a game. Like, I don't know. It's some people want to have the seats, and here's the thing with like sports, the competitive nature of these guys is they ain't want to lose.
Of course not.
They ain't want to lose. That's first and foremost. So whatever, it's going to be a very, very interesting campaign because we know Jay played here locally. People know Jay. Mm-hmm. Jay ended up going to Freeport.
Even if you didn't know him as a player, you know him from watching him on TV.
Yeah, but not just on TV. Like I said, like I know you said the scholarships and all this, but it's like, yeah, he went to Freeport, tried a different thing, decided he wants to come back home, get back to the community. So it's going to be interesting because I think Jay, in my opinion, he knows how to talk to people. Like there's a reason why he was a successful coach in Freeport. And there's a reason why a lot of his kids went off because he knew how to network.
Knows how to build relationships.
Yeah. And like I said, if I had a kid playing and I was like, man, I really want him to go off to college regardless of what it is, Jay is on one at the top of the list.
Absolutely.
Like that's just how it is.
And I think in terms of, and I'm just talking about the coaching realm here, I feel like he was a breath of fresh air because
this is a real newcomer.
There was an older generation that did not prioritize what we just talked about. I don't think everyone prioritized, let me try to get as much opportunity for these kids as I can. People prioritize winning. Mm-hmm. And so whenever he would tell us, okay, I got these kids going here, that would talking to him, that would seem like it meant more than winning anything.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's a quality that can carry over into the realm of politics because what we're really seeing right here, at least just based on these two, is sports is becoming a leadership pipeline, right? I remember when Perry Christie was prime minister, he talked about it all the time, how important sports was to him. He told that triple jump story 11 times.
Well, I mean, could you imagine if I was running politics, how much times I hear the Prince Will stuff?
Well, what to say? Imagine how much time people listening to this have heard it. But the question is, can they lead off the court the same way they led on the court? And that's what's important. When we come back, Bud Light, easy takes of the week.
Stafford going to the end zone, reaching up and making the grab.
Bahamas, are you ready for the ultimate Bud Light football experience? Buy 2 6-packs of Bud Light at any Jimmy's Wines and Spirits location or at participating liquor stores, and you're automatically entered to win. You could score an all-expense-paid trip to watch the Dolphins game live. Don't wait. Grab your Bud Light and get in the game today. Bud Light is distributed by Jimmy's Wines and Spirits, who reminds you to drink in moderation.
Bud Light easy takes of the week. You know what this segment is about. We had some arguable takes. We always do in the first hour. This is more so about having some easy takes or easy to argue takes, because I feel like
you always have to argue.
I feel like we got to argue anyway. And of course, because this segment is brought to you by Bud Light, easy to drink, easy to enjoy. As you are arguing with these takes, or listening to these takes, whatever you choose to do, make sure you are doing that with Bud Light. And Bud Light has done so much this NFL season for NFL fans. Everyone has enjoyed not just drinking Bud Light, but enjoyed the perks, being able to travel to go watch the Dolphins play live. Now, you can question whether that is a good experience or not. Beauty's in the eye of the beholder. So, Bud Light is also giving you opportunities to watch the big game. They have their annual Super Bowl party and all the festivities that takes place at the cricket club. So you can head down there and enjoy all of the amenities that Bud Light has to offer. And of course, after the game, it's kind of the biggest attraction because that's when the actual party starts. So enjoy Bud Light, enjoy the big game this Sunday, and enjoy this segment. Bud Light easy take of the week number 1.
Ronaldo was wrong.
Tell the people what I was wrong about, John.
Boy, the trade deadline. Lenny trades.
What I said, hold on. I said the big names weren't moving.
Is Anthony Davis not a big name?
It's a big name. I was really meaning Giannis and Ja. Okay, I was wrong. Fine, I'm wrong.
Okay, if you would have specified Giannis and Ja, you are correct.
I did not expect Anthony
But some
Davis.
big names moved. Buddy moved. Eric moved. I mean, those are the only names I really care about.
Bud Light easy take of the week number 2. I am happy that Buddy is out of. I'm happy that Buddy is out of the situation with the Warriors. I did not enjoy it towards the end, but I also don't know how to feel about the situation with Atlanta because I don't know what the plan is. So the way fandom works is obviously, and we've said this multiple times, we root for the players more than we root for the laundry. So wherever Buddy goes to play, we're going to root for that. Wherever any of the Bahamians go to play, we're going to root for that because we don't care as much about the franchises. Like right now, I don't have to care about the Warriors at all. Buddy ain't there no more. Our national team head coach Chris DeMarco ain't there no more. So like we don't have a reason to care about the Warriors, right? But this season, the way how Steve Kerr treated this rotation, and I hated the fact that he would always go.
Was he trying to get fired?
He could just leave. He ain't got to try to get fired.
I mean, if you get fired, you still get paid.
I don't even think at this point in his life, Steve Kerr worried about getting paid.
Money.
Not everybody motivating factor at that point. So like,
Plenty money.
Regardless. So, Buddy was pretty much out of the rotation for a long period of time. It fluctuated, but then you would still have Steve Kerr saying that, oh, we love him and this and that. And what you were saying didn't match the actions that you were doing. So I just was like, I want him to go someplace where he could actually still be useful. And I would have preferred him to go to a contender and not a rebuilding team, which is the situation the Hawks have right now. They just traded away Trae Young. They are rebuilding around Jalen Johnson, who looks like he's going to be a perennial all-star. A very young team other than CJ McCollum. I don't know where Buddy fits into the situation with the Hawks. I am concerned about a logjam in the backcourt. I am concerned that they will say, look, we are strictly rebuilding. We have no use for you. And you were just going to sit here until the end of the season. So that's my biggest concern with the move to Atlanta. Happy he moved, not really stoked about where he moved to.
I mean, best case scenario is he gets bought out. I mean, hey.
I hope.
Hey, that would be great. But I guess this is better than getting traded to the Chicago Bulls, who have like 17 guards.
Let's be clear. There are a lot worse situations he could have gone to. Like, for a while, we was concerned he would have gone to Brooklyn. I don't want that. I don't want him to go to one of these single-digit win teams. Atlanta is not that. Atlanta will be fighting for a spot they might get
in the play-in.
Yeah, they'll be in the play-in. You know, you can have that, but still.
No, it would be better if it was, let's say, you know, like the Lakers.
Detroit needed another shooter.
There's still always that option that he gets bought out.
Yeah. Even when I saw the game,
Eric's gonna get bought out for sure.
Yeah, so we're gonna get to Eric too, but this is Buddy's what, 5th or 6th franchise. He's been at this point, you know what he provides. that is a skill set that's always going to be useful, especially.
Dang, he's been around.
Yeah. That's a skill set that's more useful in this NBA than it would have been 20 years ago. So I feel like he's always going to find a spot. And on top of that, great locker room presence.
He's always going to have a job.
He's always going to have a job. I feel like we're at the point in the career where
He just got to pick good.
the bouncing around should be done with contenders.
Yeah.
Because you can't be the veteran in rebuilding
How you can have all
situations.
this respect and be such a great locker room guy, and then they want to trade you to trash?
Why not have you in the rotation in Golden State in the first place? But anyway, that's neither here nor there. That part's gone. We just hope the best for this Atlanta situation or wherever it ends up from there.
Because he still has another year on the contract. That's why I'm hoping, if anything, it's a buyout situation.
Yeah. Let's go to the next Bud Light easy take of the week. Philly at the trade deadline.
What y'all doing?
Y'all wasn't thinking about VJ.
Meanwhile, we've had extensive conversations with VJ
And Eric.
about how great it is that VJ and him are at shoot around and all that. Now they killed it.
In the arena.
Not only that, they traded TikTok, dude,
Jaron McCain.
which, VJ probably got along with him very well.
Yeah.
They can't do no more TikToks together.
He posted sad faces for both of them leaving. Like, these kind of things matter. I know we tend to dehumanize these people because they make so much money and we just look at them as entertainment assets for us, but quality of life also matters with them. And people are going to say, oh, they're getting paid so much money, who cares about their quality of life? No, I mean, the day Eric re-signed in Philly, the first thing we said was, this is amazing for VJ because this is such a rare opportunity. Somebody you had a chance to bond with on the national team level. Now you get to do the same thing in your rookie year in the NBA. So, and we've actually seen it happen in the past where off the court overwhelmed what happened on the court. VJ didn't have to worry about that because you had Eric pretty much telling you how to be a vet, how to go about things in the NBA, from the most simple mundane things to the big important things. And like you said, because of the relationship we have and because of the things that we know how important that is. So for Eric to get traded, it had to deflate VJ. It had to.
Yeah, I mean, it's the reality of the business. Just how Buddy was traded in his rookie year.
Yeah.
Sometimes you need this thing where it's like, oh yeah, basketball is just a business. Because I just love how all the pundits were like, oh, they should trade VJ for Giannis. And it's just like, bro, get the hell out of here. Like, it ain't happening. Like, why is
so fast people in Philly refuted that?
But you realize it's just like no one ever said anything about Cooper. No one said anything about Ron. But why is it always like the Bahamians that are like, hey, you all should just trade him,
And I didn't know if we should be taking that like as a compliment that, oh, you feel like he's a valuable enough piece to be traded for one of the greatest players of all time. Or like you said, look at it from the other perspective. I don't really know how to take that one.
No, I'm taking it where they're like, we need him.
Those inaudible noises means that John is saying they don't feel like he's important.
Wait, he's super important. He could be MVP in 3 years.
Probably be MVP in 3 years. And I mean, he had a good game like right after it happened.
Yeah. Well,
I mean, the Lakers won.
The 25 game suspension going to help him get some touches.
Thank you for bringing that up. Our next Bud Light easy take of the week. You buying with Paul George selling?
But he admitted, he said, my bad. Like, he ain't refute anything. He just said, wait, my bad.
I was going to say, I buying what he's selling.
If I was Paul George, knowing have I had all these injuries, I was taking all the drugs too.
But he used a very key phrase, mental health. Because mental health is the elixir that
he was on the Aaron Rodgers stuff?
Who knows? Because when you say mental health, it could be anything. So the way it was framed by Paul. So now you got to actually question it, right? Because they never said what it was. They never said it's PEDs or whatever. They just said
substance.
Yeah. He went against the league's substance abuse policy. That's not being specific with us saying actually what anything is. So if he says this is something that he's taking from mental health, then how can the NBA say no to that?
I mean, they can say no to whatever they want.
They can, but then are you also saying you
mentally,
are not doing...
my legs weren't there. So I took some stuff to mentally help myself get my legs back.
Are you saying your players aren't allowed to take whatever they need to do to support mental health? I'm just saying this is a big buzzwords in today's society. You gotta be cognizant of that mental health.
Yeah, well, you know what? I need to go take a mental health break now, so you could do the rest of the show by yourself.
Our next Bud Light Easy Take of the week. This one's going to be Super Bowl related. Probably going to be the best halftime show we've seen in a while.
Titi, que tenemos mucha novia.
That's my jam.
I was impressed you actually said it on the TV.
Yeah. You see how I said pregunto? Yeah. I didn't gringo it up too much. I tried to roll my eyes a little bit. Mr. Burrows, Spanish class.
Con VIP.
So you think he comes up with that? You think? I know your concert strategy is always come out shooting threes.
Well, I mean, he got so much threes. It doesn't matter.
So much threes. He's Steph Curry. He got so much threes.
I think so. The good thing about the Super Bowl show is it's diverse, where you could play your whole catalog. It's not like his concert that he just had, but I think he's going to blend a lot of what he's been doing in his concerts lately with the Super Bowl show. So it's going to be something where, shoot, I wonder if he's going to bring out Shakira.
That is also another thing. It's going to be, and we're going to talk about it later when we get into prop bets, but I am interested to see who he's going to bring out. I just want people to...
Because he's been on the Super Bowl halftime show before.
Yeah, he has. He's been a special guest. I just want people to...
Oh, he'll probably bring out Karol G or someone.
Yeah, that would make sense. I want people to be tolerant and at least listen to the music, even if you don't speak Spanish.
What did he say?
Good music.
You don't have to learn Spanish. You just have to learn how to dance.
That's it.
That's it.
Just let it go with you. You don't have to know, because even the songs in English, y'all ain't know everything that they saying anyway. So, let's not be myopic about it. This is the biggest artist in the world, bar none.
Oh yeah, no.
Whether you don't,
hands down.
Yeah, whether you know him or not.
He bringing Karol G out, hands down.
I think so.
Like, no, he bringing Karol G. Like,
You seem very adamant about this.
What the prop bet is?
We're
going to get into that later. Yeah, okay. Yeah, put that one down.
We will research and get
That's
back
an easy
to
take of the week. Karol G could be out there. Your fine self.
All right, Bud Light Easy Take of the week. Let's swing it back to the NBA. This is going to be our final one for the segment. So obviously, Giannis and Ja remain with their teams. Sorry, Heat Nation. The Heat didn't get anybody.
Heat Nation, Lakers don't never settle, right?
Oh, boy. Anyway, but I didn't think
no one
that was going there anyway. So only him. I didn't think they were going there anyway. But both of them stay with their teams. Are they moved immediately this offseason? I say yes.
Have to.
Yeah.
There's already enough, like, the trade value has been diminished so much that they have to go.
Like the Giannis thing, I kind of understand, and that's Milwaukee taking a hard line stance. But I was so surprised at how the market for Ja Morant is almost completely gone.
Pew, 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 pew.
Yeah, he should.
That's a problem.
He should find bigger. It's crazy that that's a problem in America. It's the most gun-loving country there is in the world.
When you're white.
It's the most gun-loving country in the world. I don't understand. Like, I feel like the NRA should have had him on posters.
Yeah, that would have been a good move.
But, it is what it is. Ja Morant's value completely tanked, and it's crazy. Well, his shoes are still coming out. I don't know how long Nike is going to be doing this, because you see Jordan Brand just ended the whole Zion relationship. Yeah, so I don't know how many more...
When's VJ getting a shoe?
You'll see. I don't know how many versions of the Ja Morant shoes that are going to be coming out, but if you don't have the trade value for people to be clamoring for you on the market, then you ain't a signature shoe guy.
The only time they're going to get trade value is at the draft, when someone's going to be like, ooh, desperate.
Yeah. Well, I think this should be, Nike should probably be like, yeah, you ain't really a signature shoe guy no more. Like, you could get some player editions, but there are very few people in this league that have signature shoes. And if you can't get traded from your team, probably ain't that guy no more. Not from Memphis. And Memphis actually clearing house. Memphis actually preparing to just tank because they traded Jaren Jackson for Poo-Poo Plata. Anyway, we're going to get to more trade deadline stuff. Last Bud Light Easy Take of the week. Matthew Stafford deserves the MVP.
Of course. And Fiend.
I'll take it from there. Stuff. But remember, this weekend, the big game.
The big one.
Enjoy the biggest
The only game.
The only game on Sunday. Enjoy that game with Bud Light. Head to the cricket club. Purchase your 6 packs of Bud Light. You could do that before you get there. Get a little pregame, get going. And remember, the setup's going to be there early. So whether you want to pregame there, whether you're going to come to the game ready to watch, no matter who you're rooting for, whether you're going Patriots, whether you're going Seahawks, as long as you enjoy the game with Bud Light and with Bud Light Bahamas at the cricket club, then you're doing it the right way. We'll be back for the second half where we talk Super Bowl and the trade deadline.
Stafford going to the end zone, reaching up and making the grab.
Bahamas, are you ready for the ultimate Bud Light football experience? Buy 2 6-packs of Bud Light at any Jimmy's Wines and Spirits location or at participating liquor stores, and you're automatically entered to win. You could score an all-expense-paid trip to watch the Dolphins game live. Don't wait. Grab your Bud Light and get in the game today. Bud Light is distributed by Jimmy's Wines and Spirits, who reminds you to drink in moderation.
You know the game. You live for the rivalries. The buzzer beaters, the Hail Marys. At Everybody Wins Live Sportsbook, we're built for that energy because we're built for players. Better odds, faster action, smarter bets. Visit everybodywinslive.com or drop into an EWL location and feel the difference. Everybody Wins Live Sportsbook, built for players. The secret is out. The all-new Everybody Wins Live Sportsbook is here, and it's what you've been waiting on. The action never stops. Live odds, live bets, live excitement. The biggest sportsbook is waiting on you. Your team, your moment, your win. Everybody Wins Live Sportsbook, built for players. Yeah. Welcome back to the Accredited, powered by 10th year seniors here on Guardian Radio 96.9. I'm Ronaldo, and I feel like I was a loser at the trade deadline.
Titi me preguntó si tiene mucha novia.
I feel like I'm a winner again.
Mucha novia.
Mucha novia, uno novia.
Hoy tengo uno, mañana otra. I'm John Mark. The Super Bowl halftime show about to be lit.
Yes, it is. Well, I couldn't be to this one. I was at the one where the Patriots and Rams play. And
We got Coldplay?
It was Maroon 5. Close enough to Coldplay. I actually like Maroon 5.
I don't mind them, but it ain't Bad Bunny.
No, it ain't Bad Bunny. But you know what happened with that though? The game was so bad.
Yeah, it was bad.
That it caused people to not be.
Yeah, I
into
think
the
this game
halftime
could be
show.
0-0, and people gonna. Okay, wild take right here.
Mhm.
Wild take. This is the biggest halftime show since Michael Jackson.
Ooh. Michael was before or after Whitney? No, Whitney didn't do the halftime. She just sang the anthem. Okay.
I mean, Shakira
you might
and
be on
J-Lo
your-
was great. See my theme I'm going with right now.
Yes. Some of your favorites.
Boy.
The only people for them that can challenge a specific halftime show for you was if it was like Marshall, Bungie Garland.
Boy, could you
Allison
imagine
Hines.
that one? That would be crazy.
You would be
know
so
what?
locked
That
in.
would be the first halftime show that would not last 15 minutes.
Yeah, you would be so
They would be
locked
like,
in.
why is this 45 minutes long? And
Yes.
why is there paint all over the field?
Yeah, players just gotta wait.
Why is there paint? Like,
This is the one halftime show they gotta do like outside the stadium. They can't do that. They can't do that on the field. Like,
yeah,
it would
because
ju-
they just keep going.
it would just ruin everything. So I want to get into the trade deadline. We kind of started it a bit, but that's just talking about Buddy and EG. There was a lot of non-movement. We mentioned Giannis and Ja staying put. We mentioned the tears of Heat fans because they so desperately wanted to get out of there. What's up?
Before you go. So when Whitney Houston sang the national anthem, you know what the halftime show was?
Obviously, it didn't matter because people only remember Whitney. But what
A
was it?
small world salute to 25 years of the Super Bowl.
What?
At least you got Maroon 5.
Oh, There's actually a very interesting story about when the Super Bowl halftime show became a thing. You know what happened? So I think I can't remember if it was on NBC or CBS, right? And Fox decided that they know all eyes were going to be on the Super Bowl during the game, but they decided to run sketches from In Living Color. So In Living Color actually did a show during halftime of the Super Bowl, and when the ratings came out, they saw that a whole ton of people switched over to Fox just to watch In Living Color, because that's how big it was at the time. And so after that, moving forward, the NFL and whoever had the broadcast rights was like, no, we got to actually have a show around this because we don't want eyeballs leaving to go and watch something else. So that A Small World, weird thing, whatever that was, probably predates In Living Color changing the game and making the halftime show a thing.
I'm on Wikipedia because Wikipedia is great.
It's all, yeah.
And they said, in an effort to increase the profile after being counter-programmed by In Living Color special the previous year. So it was the year after.
Yeah.
It wasn't that one. They got Michael Jackson.
Wow. Okay, so I did not know it was the very next year.
They got Michael Jackson.
So the NFL swung back with a haymaker. They go from, all right, y'all don't want to watch this halftime show? Give them the biggest artist in the world. Boom.
Boom. Michael Jackson, I don't think people realize, A, how great Michael Jackson's music is, right?
They realize, because for him to...
B, he solved, gang violence in Brazil. He
solved everything. Listen, man.
Look, I tell this to people. Michael Jackson music is so big. He had people pass. He actually had people die seeing him.
There's nothing like it.
It's insane.
We can never see anything like it again because...
Shout out Michael Jackson, RIP.
Because of accessibility, and there's never going to be a phenomenon like that again. But think about how great his music had to be.
To kill people.
Not just that. For that to be his lasting legacy and not any of the other stuff.
Pretty good.
Okay.
You ever get into the rabbit hole of Michael Jackson music?
Yeah.
Hey, it's crazy.
Yeah. No, it can be.
It's Bad Bunny-esque.
You know what was odd? That's why I actually had to think about it when you said the biggest halftime show since then, because it has a good chance to actually be that.
Good chance? But see, you disrespecting my Latino people.
I'm sorry. You only have that kind of reaction when you say something about VJ. So I'm not disrespecting.
This is Bad Bunny, bro.
Yeah, I'm.
You know how come I say it's the biggest thing since Michael Jackson? Let's remember that this guy, Bad Bunny, Benito, or Brethren, decided to say, I ain't going no tour. I could do a residency in Puerto Rico.
Right there.
And everyone could come see me.
And they did.
And guess what? Michael Jackson could have had concerts in Timbuktu.
Yeah.
And people was going to sell that out.
He could have just said, I doing my residency at Neverland Ranch.
Sold out every day.
Sold out every day.
Money. 100% profit.
All right. We going trade deadline now. I agree with you. I'm with the Bad Bunny take, and I do want it to be the biggest halftime show since Michael. I would that. I just afraid of what the blowback could be next year. What they about to choose after this?
Oh boy,
I feel like it could be so horrible.
It'd probably be a country singer.
Yeah, it's just
not that country music's bad.
No. I ain't even saying it bad.
Probably
just
Taylor Swift. Be prepared.
Okay,
I'm calling it today. Taylor Swift.
Hopefully the Ravens beat her, so I have a reason to watch the game. All right, start trade deadline. We mentioned the AD move. Wizards building themselves a nice little piece, right? I feel like that's a nice little team. Listen, this is the Everybody Wins Live Sportsbook Hour. If you had to place futures, you know what? That's what we're going to do. We're going to use the trade deadline to place futures because it's too late to place the futures now. But these are futures bets for next year. And I would place a future on the Wizards over-under, winning over 40 games.
Okay, that's a very low bar.
The Wizards will be a play-in team.
No, you want to have a real futures bet? How many games Anthony Davis could play?
70.
I am going under. I am going so under that.
Anthony Davis and Trae Young will each play 70 regular season games for the Washington Wizards.
Cap.
You ain't gonna be able to get them tickets for $8 no more. Price going up.
Yeah, shoot.
Washington got have a legit team.
I mean, they got quote unquote star power.
So look at it. You got Trae Young, Trae Johnson, the rookie they love. great shooter in the backcourt, right? And then you got AD up front. They're building a nice little squad. You got Alex Sarr, who was the number 2 pick, probably should have been number 1. That draft is going to be revisited as one of the worst
Ever.
with Zachary Ricochet. But he probably can get his minutes in Atlanta. But I mean, that's 4 nice pieces, and then you got a young core around that. I like what Washington's doing. Nice little piece they had there.
So they're back.
I ain't say they back yet.
Yeah.
They could be back the year after.
Oh.
Yeah, they could be back.
So that's a futures bet.
It's a futures bet. Futures bet for next year. Well, no, this one may be for right now, but underrated move. The Celtics getting Vucevic. Boy, they could find white players. The Celtics getting Vucevic.
That's a good move.
That's a really good move.
That's a good move. I know VJ dunked on him and all, but
VJ dunked on him early too.
mm-hmm.
Early too. Set the tone. That do you think it's gonna cause people, or at least cause the Celtics, to revisit anything with Jason Tatum even once he becomes healthy? First of all, I hope Jason Tatum doesn't do the stupid thing like actually trying to rush himself back and then being hurt again. Because if
I
he
don't
does
think
that,
he is. I heard.
he needs to just be done with this.
I
whole
watched
season.
some of the stuff on the trade deadline on ESPN yesterday, and I forget home gal's name. But anyways, she said that Jason Tatum's like, if you do it, you got to do it right once. So I think he's on the mindset of, if he did return, right, you're looking in the playoffs, which is fine.
I don't think so.
No,
I think it hurts them
It hurt them
and him.
Yeah. But I mean, if it goes a year and he feels comfortable and he's cleared to play, then I could say at least he waited that year.
But think about it, John. You waiting a year to get healthy, right? You don't even have the ability to play 5-on-5 to ramp yourself up to be ready for playoff basketball.
Okay, let's ask, what would Kobe have done in that situation? Because that's what Jason Tatum could do.
You know what? I got nothing for that.
Yeah.
That's actually accurate. The next biggest move to me, I think, was, and this one kind of came from out of nowhere, the swap with the Clippers and Cavs. James Harden on the move again. James Harden going to the Cavs. And I will say this for his career. There are people that are going to knock him for how many times he's done this, for not having the signature playoff performances. There may not be a player in NBA history to get what they want as much as James Harden.
Oh, yeah. He's got people fired, people cut. He said, I ain't playing for y'all no more. Y'all trade me. Like, bro. He has a good... Who's his agent?
But I ain't even... his mom, I think.
But she great.
Yeah.
She's so good.
I think they decided, no, we just keeping this in the family.
She good.
Yeah.
But greatest agent ever. Like, if she decided to build like an agency, empire.
They just ride with that. Yeah, because I think he did the SGA thing where it was like, all right, I about to be the MVP. Ain't really nothing the agent could do for me. Everybody got to max me out anyway. So I think his mom is his agent. She's the best.
Yeah, no, it's funny because from my understanding, he's actually a good guy, right? But as a competitor, I guess he always wants more. He wants to win that championship. Let's just put it that way. And people are going to do what they feel is in their best interest to win a championship. So if he feels like I got to get traded 8 times or whatever, so be it.
You know what a lot of the conspiracy is about the whole thing with the Clippers was? And the fact that they traded Zubac right after James Harden, it may be some credence to that.
They got to pay Kawhi.
Not even just they got to pay Kawhi. There were people that saying that the NBA may come down on the Clippers for the whole aspiration thing.
That's what I'm saying. They got to pay Kawhi.
He may get suspended.
Yeah, but they still got to pay him.
Yeah, well,
like if it's a shell company and it's a contract with money, you still got to get paid out.
Yeah, so the whole Kawhi situation or whatever's happening with that may mean the Clippers are blowing it up because
what is wrong with the Clippers?
I don't know. They just can't never stop.
First,
clipping.
they want all racist people and leading. Then you're trying to cheat too hard. Like, I get cheating.
They have the richest owner in sports. There's nobody richer than Steve Ballmer in sports.
You try to tell me you can't drop a bag of cash and just be like, figure out what you could do with that.
How they still messing up? Because they literally traded their second and third best player at the trade deadline. They got to be blowing it up because who Kawhi playing with? Darius Garland. That ain't it.
No.
All right. Let's talk about the big game. There's a lot that's going to be happening tomorrow. You have expressed very clearly on this program last week that you are not into the Super Bowl this year.
I don't care.
This is not going
Bad
to.
Bunny.
This is you are going to be into the halftime show.
Mm-hmm.
I want to talk. Let's talk some props. Let's do some of the off, some of the off the field kind of props that are interesting. The one that is, we started to talk about it a bit in the previous segment with Bad Bunny, and you're saying, because there are props that you can place on who a special guest is going to be. You are going Karol G. You will tell people that place the smart money on Karol G.
Yeah.
What about first song? First song, because there are prop bets you can make on the entire set list, and then you can go first song. Give me first song.
It gotta be. There's
a lot of choices.
TT.
You think you're going TT?
Mm-hmm.
TT me pregunto.
TT is too big to knock, because
in terms of crossover value, yeah.
Because it's like you get the beat drop and everyone's gonna be like, oh,
that is a very important moment.
Yeah.
The one for the end of the game. Gatorade, the color of the Gatorade bath for the winning coach.
All right, so you have the green if it's the Seahawks, red if it's the Patriots.
Purple always gets a whole lot of love in this. People like purple. Purple and blue Gatorade. It's a whole lot of purple and blue Gatorade that always gets love.
I said what I said.
I feel like I'm going to go blue Gatorade on this one. Players like the icy blast. It's always a good choice.
Do they like have like a variety of stuff, or it's just like game day they only have like one flavor?
I always thought that people could just cheat this.
They
because
can.
whoever's responsible for that part of your program, they know what Gatorade you're putting in, right? I mean, they're responsible for that. So can't they just tell people that? Anyway, people have been getting in trouble way too much in terms of gambling in sports right now. So we'll stay away from that part.
All right. So before we go, the odds are -250 for TT Me Pregunto.
Okay.
Those
Pretty
are the
good odds. So that's got to be the
Now,
favorite.
Special appearance, Cardi B is leading at 250.
I think that's just a lot of people. Cardi B has the name recognition.
After J Balvin, Jennifer Lopez, Ricky Martin is on it. And then Karol G. I'm telling you, Karol G.
I think he might. I could see the J-Lo thing.
But see, here's the thing why I don't. Okay, this is what I'm just reading the thing. They're like, Cardi B is expected to be at the Super Bowl. Why do you think she want to perform then?
Yeah, she expected to be there because but I don't know what their relationship is. Boyfriend, baby daddy, I don't know. Stephon Diggs is playing. So yeah, she's going to be there. I don't know. I don't know if she's performing or not.
Karol G, man. You got to keep it Latin.
I could see him going the J-Lo route just because they did it for him.
Close enough. But I'm just saying, I think of how it is. I do not see, I don't see him going someone that isn't Latin. So you could see if it was a Mark Anthony, Ricky Martin, like
He definitely could keep it in the culture.
yeah. So that's why I think it could be Karol G. Plus, I think because of the history that she has, she already performed in the opening game in São Paulo in Brazil. Yeah.
Let's talk about the actual game now. Seahawks.
Game? Oh, man.
Yes, you're going to have to talk about the game. The Seahawks are the favored by 4.5.
I think that is low.
You think that's low?
I think it's at least a 10-point win for the Seahawks.
You think the Seahawks wreck this and make this a boring Super Bowl? I don't know if you could do that to Drake May.
I understand what you're saying. I don't care. But I just feel it's going to get to a point where I feel by halftime, once Bad Bunny's done, everyone's going to get the Super Bowl done.
The Seahawks are the most balanced team and have been the most balanced team in the league
Darnold.
pretty much the entire year. They have proved that they can win games whether Sam Darnold plays well or not because the defense looks elite against everybody but the Rams.
Yeah.
The Patriots now against the Rams, they look terrible. In 2 games, they've given up like
They have the
1,200.
MVP.
Yeah, in 2 games they've given up like 1,200 yards and a gajillion touchdowns. The Patriots do not have that kind of firepower. Granted, the last 2 games they have played in horrible conditions, So judge that with a grain of salt. Drake May has legitimately been the best deep ball thrower in the league and one of the best quarterbacks in the league under pressure. So I don't think this game is, I think the Patriots will cover. I don't think it's going to be a blowout just because that's how the NFL goes. That's how the playoffs have been going.
Okay.
What's your reasoning behind it's going to be a blowout?
I just think you told Seattle has the deepest team. Seattle hasn't struggled against anyone. Meanwhile,
only the Rams. Only the Rams.
I've seen the Patriots barely score 10 points against the Broncos.
Broncos, it's snowing. They didn't play that well against Houston either. CJ Stroud had the worst game
of his career. So it's just like, I'm looking at all, and I don't knock teams. You beat who you have to beat to, to win. That's just how it is. But I just don't. This is just the fate of the Seattle. And I'm going to go back and say this is going to be their revenge game for the Marshawn Lynch.
Yeah, they need that.
Like, as much as this is a different cast of people in the Super Bowl, they know that the identity is we cannot let the Patriots win, and we have to, shut them up because there's nothing worse than a New England fan.
That is the lead story for the people of Seattle. That 12th man, all they thinking about is the fact that why is Russell Wilson throwing this? There's no way. Oh my God, that just got picked off. So that's the number one thing that they thinking about. So it means more to them to beat the Patriots because they got to exercise those demons. What do you think about this? Right now on EWL Sportsbook, you have the under for first half points at 22.5. That means people think it's going to be like how at the beginning of a boxing match, you ain't throwing no big punches.
22.5? It's going to be 21-3 at halftime, Seattle.
Oh, so you would go over with that.
Mm-hmm.
You think Seattle gets this done early?
Seattle's going to return the opening kickoff for a touchdown.
Again? You really want to just get to Bad Bunny.
I'm just saying. Have you seen Seattle's punter?
Yeah, they got pretty good.
Pretty good.
They got pretty good special teams. Do you have a pick for MVP?
Sam Darnold. The comeback story is going to be complete. All the haters, because suck it. That's all I'm saying. Good for him.
I was thinking for MVP pick JXN, but for that to happen,
Sam Darnold has to have.
Yeah, they both have to have really elite games. So it's gonna go either way with that one. But I mean, as a dark horse, what if it becomes a running game?
How do you pronounce his full name?
JXN.
Mm-hmm.
Jackson Smith in Jigba.
Jigba. That's crazy.
Yeah. Thought you was gonna trick me up with that one.
Isn't it like the Noah guy?
No, it's not. It's not like that person. Did you see Drewski mess his name up at the NFL awards?
No.
The same thing you was trying to get me to say, Drewski definitely did it. And I mean, he's a comedian, so he probably did it on purpose. But yes, that's what he absolutely did.
Look, if he wins MVP, it's going to be because he made plays like breaking tackles or something. Like we know when a wide receiver deserves the MVP.
Mm-hmm. Deion Branch.
Yeah, and that's going to be if they make spectacular catches. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's going to be things where we say, oh, yeah, no, that guy absolutely did what he had to do. But I just don't see, this is Sam Darnold's to lose. The comeback story is going to be insane. He's going to win a Super Bowl before Lamar Jackson. Who would have thought that?
I would not have thought that. I would not have thought that. But, I mean, he's going to win a Super Bowl before
but 22 points in half, 21. That's low.
Yeah, because people think it's just going to be tight to begin with. Like both teams are going to be cautious instead of letting loose. So I know he's not going to play like that, but a big part of the reason why Sam Darnold is known to be turnover prone is based on the fact that he's going to take chances. He's not going to do that typical cautious kind of thing. He's going to play. I mean, it sounds cliche, but he's going to play his kind of game. So the things that used to get him in trouble before actually are his benefit now to the way he plays. And Drake May is the same way. Drake May takes chances. Drake May is not afraid to make mistakes, which is rare for a quarterback his age. But that's a big part of the reason why where they're at. Game On Bahamas, the all-new Everybody Wins Live Sportsbook, is where sports fans turn picks into play. From football to basketball and everything in between, we've got the odds that move with the game. It's fast, it's fun, it's built for players who know their stuff. So grab your picks, lock in your parlay, and feel the win with Everybody Wins Live Sportsbook. Some fans watch, real fans play. Everybody Wins Live Sportsbook turns every match, every shot, every score into your moment. The better you know the game, the better you play. Now with smarter features and a bigger experience, Everybody Wins Live Sportsbook, built for players who live the game.
Do you believe in that magnetic field that they have by the stadium that causes injuries?
That's only in San Francisco, right?
Where are they playing the game?
Oh, yeah. I think, no, but you got to be there longer than just that week for that to happen.
I don't know.
You think it happens right away?
Who knows?
We don't know.
I
I don't think it's a real thing
okay.
anyway.
Let's just say, and I don't hope this happens, people just start getting hurt in the Super Bowl.
No.
What are we gonna say?
Don't do that. Don't do that because this is going to happen. This is definitely going to happen.
The only reason why I bring it up is because if it does happen, what is the first thing they're gonna say?
All right. So an injury.
Are they gonna start playing with tinfoil on?
An injury to who? Oh, I thought you were gonna say what do the Seahawks do if Sam Darnold?
No. I'm just talking about injuries in general in the Super Bowl. Like, is this going to be a Super Bowl with more cramping, hamstring pulls?
I hope this. What is it? The electrical subfield or something?
I have no idea.
Whatever
magnets.
they call it.
I thought magnets were good for you.
I don't know. It just was stuff to play with in science class.
But yeah, we'll see how that. And why this? First of all, it ain't in San Francisco, the Super Bowl.
Santa Clara.
Yeah. Like, you know how far that is from the city?
My dog was complaining about that.
That's like an hour away.
Yeah, he was like, why are they calling it the Super Bowl in San Francisco? It's in Santa Clara.
Also, I feel Super Bowl should not be in San Francisco. Like,
there are a lot of people that said the Super Bowl, they feel like the game should just rotate around like 4 or 5 cities.
yeah.
Miami.
Well, you know what? The NFL is so big, right? So big, huge, that they could build a stadium in South Dakota, a dome, and build hotels and say, we'll host the Super Bowl here every year.
You think these people won't go to South Dakota?
No, I'm just throwing.
I know.
I'm throwing the example.
Which is actually, you know what's strange to that?
Why not build it in Orlando?
There was a lot of media people that said one of their most enjoyable Super Bowls was the one in Minnesota.
Because they knew they was never getting it again.
Which seems strange, right? Because you think February in Minnesota?
But I hear that the city is like so greatly planned or something like that, that you have like the 2 big cities next to each other, that there's so much to do.
Yeah. I mean, I could see that. I was just thinking
if it's minus 30, what are you doing?
Very little. I was just thinking that people want to be by some water.
Those hotel bars must have been lit.
Had to be.
That's why they probably had the time of their life.
I'm just thinking people want to be by the warm water, not the frozen one. So you want to be in Miami, you want to be in LA, something like that.
Yeah, I feel like Texas, Florida, Georgia, Southern California. Hell, it would be cool if it was in Mexico.
There's no way. These people upset about Bad Buddy. There's no, who's an actual American who speaks Spanish? There's no way America's game is going to be played in Mexico.
It would be amazing.
It would be amazing. But you don't even think there's a slight chance that any of that is happening. So thankful right now, headed into the game, there are no major injury concerns that I think people think changes the complexion.
I love watching the stuff. Everyone's like, so-and-so had a sore hamstring. It's like everyone has a sore. I have a sore hamstring and I don't even play football.
This football right now, you at the end of the season.
Exactly. You are going to be in pain.
That's why I said there's no being hurt at this point. There's only injuries.
Yeah.
So like the reason Kenneth Walker, I think, has a shot at MVP is because he's the only back. Zach Charbonnet tore his ACL against the 49ers. they, like most teams do now, they had the shared workload in the backfield, like the Patriots do with Ramondre Stevenson and Travion Henderson. But Kenneth Walker is going to be the every down back, and he was great against the Rams. So to me, that's why I think he's the dark horse candidate. And I do think that they come out trying to establish the run more than just because they want to protect Sam Darnold early, I feel. Mike McDonald's probably not going to want to say, hey, Sam, you have the pressure of going out there and just winning this game, because that's a lot.
Even though it's 2 weeks now for the Super Bowl, do you think the travel had anything to do? Like Seattle could have like spit and they got there.
Yeah, I don't think so, because when you think about it in terms of travel, that's like 2 days out your schedule, right? Like one to get there, and it ain't like they flying commercial and doing all that stuff.
No, but it's just the.
I know you still moving, but a big part of.
I mean, when you go to LA, are you gonna have jet lag?
No, I got to get right into I got to get right into the thick of things. Work, I mean. But a big part of travel is, so like when we travel, we got to be like there hours early, and then we got to have like layovers and do all of that stuff. Nah, I ain't had a travel.
Layovers. Boy.
Yeah, Dan doing all of that stuff. So like Patriots
That's
did
why I
it
like
for a
flying to
day.
Miami, because it's like, hey, you on the plane once and you're done.
So the Patriots ain't had to worry about none of that stuff. So we talked mostly Seahawks because both of us feel like the Seahawks are going to win. But if the Patriots win, who do you think is the MVP?
It's probably going to be like a wide receiver we haven't heard about all season doing something spectacular, because that would just be the New England way.
I think it'll be Kayshon Boutte, because if you had to say an MVP for that game against the Texans, he had to win it with that catch that ended them.
And that's the type of way that a wide receiver will win MVP.
You
But
got to do that.
I would tell you this. It'll be Drake May. Like, just because of...
Only way someone else would win is if like a defensive player scores a touchdown.
Yeah, politics is going to determine, it's Drake May. We scored 12 points, but Drake May. That's like, I remember the national title game, like Alabama, LSU, and the kicker scored like 15 points and they won the game and then he didn't get MVP. It's like, bro, what the hell? Like, how the hell you didn't give it to the kicker who...
What, ain't giving no kicker no MVP?
But if you get all the points in the game...
I agree, but like you say, politics
what are you going to do?
Difference.
You threw 10 for 40 with 200 yards. Yay, MVP. Come on, man.
Politics makes a difference.
Big time.
I absolutely see
Did
it.
you see the uniforms, the replicas that they made for the Super Bowl?
What do they look like?
Terrible. First of all, they're not the right colors.
Replicas as in what they're playing in?
No, as in what they're selling to the public.
Oh.
They have the patch like in the... It's almost like we have the shirts right there, right? I took a patch and just threw it. And wherever it landed, it's like...
Oh, I saw this. The patch wasn't in the same place in different uniforms.
Also, why they have so much patches on this year's Super Bowl jersey, like the actual jersey?
Fanatics runs this whole thing now.
No. But the actual jersey, they have the 100 and 250th anniversary of the United States of America on it. You haven't seen this? It's like, it's patched to pieces. Like, I always feel that the jersey needs to be clean and sleek.
Oh, this is big and ugly.
And it is just like all over the place.
Even the Super Bowl 60 logo is kind of huge.
Yeah, it doesn't look good. It's a bad look, guys.
Yeah, that's a bad look.
NFL, y'all got to do better. Y'all got to please the audience of looking good.
However, I will say those two uniforms are aesthetically pleasing once you have the right once you pick the right colorways.
Yeah, no, I like the all white. Well, I'm used to all white because the Dolphins wore all white all the time.
Oh gosh,
and I just think it's a clean look. And then the Seahawks are going all blue. Is it all blue or is it blue and the gray?
The Seahawks are wearing the all college navy.
Yeah.
And New England's going all white. So that's gonna look.
So they're having a color rush in the Super Bowl, something we would have never thought in our lives.
Color Rush was a strange time in our lives. Color Rush used to look so weird, man. Because no, you know what? I can't even call this Color Rush because the Seahawks Color Rush jerseys used to be green. The color of that highlight that outlines.
Yeah, I know.
That outlines their numbers, which looks absolutely terrible.
Thanks for killing the joke.
Sorry.
It's like the real ones remember how bad it was.
Yeah.
This is how Color Rush should have been.
Yeah, the all blue going against the all white. That's a pretty good looking Super Bowl. I was concerned that they would go with the same colorway from the Malcolm Butler Super Bowl.
Did you see that Gillette Stadium's putting grass in their field now for the World Cup?
I did not see that. Do you think most of these teams will move to domes anyway? Because that's where a lot of people are trending, especially in the cold weather.
Why Buffalo didn't do a dome?
Apparently, a lot more people are going to want to do a dome.
Everyone needs to do a dome. We're in a day and age where, or not a dome, retractable roof. You know what's great about a retractable roof?
Yes.
You could open it and you can close it.
Yeah, so that's I think that's where everything is trending, but then you also have the pushback of people, football traditionalists, the weather is a part of the elements. Because if you think about it,
if the weather is so much a part of the elements, the Super Bowl will be played in Pittsburgh.
Are the Patriots even here if the weather wasn't such a huge factor in 2 games? It was a huge factor, even though CJ Stroud was terrible. Huge factor in the fourth quarter of that game.
Yeah.
And then against Denver, we saw what that was.
So you're saying it's a competitive advantage for teams that play in the domes?
I just saying it out loud, boy, they're really fortunate. Like, I know we said it the last 2-3 episodes, but everything really does break right for them. And it is tough to pick against a team that everything breaks right for.
Yeah, except the Super Bowl.
More Patriots controversy. Did you see that all of these Patriot luminaries were very upset at Tom Brady because
they didn't pick
on his podcast, he said, "I don't have a horse in the race." Your initial thoughts when you saw that?
Cool. Like, okay, if this man doesn't have a horse in the race because he has ownership stakes in the Raiders.
See, that's the thing, right? And so
because if he comes out and says, "I'm supporting the Patriots," if he ever made a trade with the Patriots, they'll be like, "Oh, look what he's doing to get so and so to get an advantage, a competitive advantage." It's like, bro, he's an owner. He has to have ownership talk. Like, you don't have any other owners coming out saying the Dolphins are, "I think the Patriots are the team I'm going to want to win." Like, no, he doesn't have a horse in the race because he doesn't have a horse in the race. And now, deep down, may you want the Patriots to win? Sure. But then also, I know Tom Brady is an SOB where he's going to say, "I want to win no more Super Bowls without me."
And because he also calls the games.
Yeah.
So doesn't he have to kind of exercise some sort of, even if, like you said, doesn't he have to at least feign objectivity if he's calling the games, if he's doing something like that on a national level? I wouldn't. But I mean, I understand why Tom Brady does. But Patriots players, well, not the current ones, former Patriot players,
Sante Samuel,
and fans, it was a lot of them. It was him, it was Vince Wilfork. I saw a couple other names that were not as popular as them, but a lot of them were doing it, right? And a lot of the fans, I saw Bill Simmons went on a little rant or whatever. "We were the only people that were sticking up for you here, and there."
Okay, cool, thanks.
And
because you're sticking up for me, it really made my career. Ooh.
Like, I don't get it. I don't understand why Tom Brady's not allowed to just move on and root for whoever he wants to. He doesn't have an ownership stake in this franchise. Of course, he has emotional attachment, but are we going to forget the way his career ended?
Bill Belichick is not in the Hall of Fame.
It didn't really end the greatest.
I think that Bill Belichick not being in the Hall of Fame hurts him more than whatever happens to the Patriots.
Hurts Brady more?
Mm-hmm.
I don't think Brady cares for Bill Belichick.
I don't think he cares for anything except himself.
We care about the Super Bowl. We care about where you watch the Super Bowl. So you've got a lot of options. We know. We told you about some earlier. Everybody Wins Live. The entire team will be down at the Nassau Cruise Port. There are going to be a lot of times to watch the big game. If Corporate Carter was here, he could tell you more about all the specifics. He could tell you more about all the offers that you have. But I do know that the EWL team will be at the Nassau Cruise Port. And if you've never been there for a concert or anything else, it's an incredible venue. You are not going to have to worry about being cramped for space. Big screens and everything, lounges are going to be out there. And at the same time, you can play and win the Everybody Wins Live Super Bowl jackpot. So that's, you place any Super Bowl related bet and you have your chance to win a share of a $2,000 prize. So you can listen to all of the projections that John had. Follow him. Don't follow mine. John is probably better at this than I have. But enjoy the game wherever you watch. Enjoy the game during the half when Bad Bunny is out there the most. And enjoy the Patriots losing?
Yeah, Bad Bunny.
We'll see y'all next week.